Okay, we're rolling. And can you please tell the people how bad it really is with the gang stalking that you've been getting? Have you ever contemplated suicide?
Well, I know that's the greatest sin, so I might play with it though to fuck with their heads, but I haven't felt that in a long time.
But it's been that bad that it crossed your mind at one point.
Right.
Right.
And that's when I didn't realize what was going on.
So you didn't even know you were being gang stalked, and you were contemplating killing yourself over it?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That reminds me of a woman who swallowed 120 pills and tried to kill herself, and she didn't even know she was being gang stalked until she saw my YouTube video. I've seen that come up a lot of times. A lot of times. That's really scary. That's scary stuff. How did you come across my stuff on YouTube? Was it the confusion stage of beating gang stalking? You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay. And would you relate the confusion stage to what you first went through when you started being gang stalked?
Well, I was basically just getting drunk a lot and things like that, and I didn't realize what was going on, but like there's cars stalking me at night when I'm out driving, and they had the signal with back then with one headlight burned out, and then there's another car either in front of them or behind them, and I'm like, what in the heck? I know I'm being followed, but then they went through some different stages, and this started at least in 2006, and by 2016 I was introduced to the gang stalking videos, and then I realized, oh my god, this is what's going on? It's pretty intense.
Yeah, most definitely, it's intense. I came out with my course, Beat Gang Stalking, in June of 2016, and you know what? One of the first people I began to speak to about gang stalking, he told me the same thing was happening to him, that he would be followed by cars with the brights on in broad daylight with one headlight out instead of both the headlights on.
Yeah.
Right. And
I've seen that. And a lot of headlights during the day, too.
Yes, of course. Headlights with their brights on, being following you full time all day long. That's enough to make anybody lose touch of reality and have a breakdown. For a minute, could you describe a little bit about how you feel about approaching the gang stalkers? I spoke to you earlier and I was telling you about us setting something up so you don't have to live in fear anymore and you don't have to worry about suicide crossing your mind. You can have a more peaceful life and start approaching the people who are participating in this in a polite manner, telling them who you are and how this is hurting you and affecting you. Is that something that you would be open to doing?
Yeah, I will admit I was a little less skilled in conversation. I am an only child, and then when I was 18, I got a internal head injury or brain injury, and so I pretty much have isolated since then. I'm 47 now, and so I would like to work on that. Like, all I've been doing is like commenting on where you're getting paid for the red coat today when I pass them when they're walking by me. So I'm not driving anymore.
Yeah, that's right. They're receiving prepaid credit cards and restaurant discounts and all sorts of gifts to follow you around and wear red shirts, man. I've spoken to close to 80 targets of gang stalking, and it's been happening to me since the summer of 2015. And people being financed to wear red shirts repeatedly and stalk me. I've come across that, and most of the people being gang stalked that I've spoken to have experienced that as well. So you told them you asked them who was paying them to wear the red shirt, or you made a comment about them being paid to wear it?
Yeah, I just say that out loud when I walk past them on the sidewalk.
Okay. Well, that's a start, man. That's a that's a start. What I want you to...
ignored.
Well, it's okay. Next time, man. What I want you to do is I want you to walk up to the person, and in a polite, honest manner, just tell them what your name is, and try to get a handshake going. And let them know that you've been getting gang stalked, and let them know what's been happening to you, and try to break it down to them in a way thus they can understand it. Even if they're participatory in gang stalking, they may not really know they're a part of gang stalking. It might have been explained to them in a completely different way, you know. And so I want you to work on that a little bit. Get out there and get active with it, man. And that's part of what we're doing here is trying to provide people education and counseling and courses so they don't end up in a real bad situation. Like you talked about, suicide crosses people's minds. People, go into isolation. They have no real life. It's a horrible experience. We're pro-life. We're pro-health. We're pro-positivity. And so at this point, man, you since we've been talking, how have you felt about that? Have you felt better about your scenario being targeted since we've been going over this stuff since yesterday?
Yeah, and I was also had the idea that might be one of their main goals is, with this genocide issue, is let the people, a lot of them, do it themselves.
Right. Terrorize you and stalk you and tell you that there's something wrong with you, and you're making it up and hoping that you'll harm yourself further or do something horrible. That seemed to be a common factor. That there's people out there stalking people and harassing people and pushing them into corners. And you saw what happened with that attorney Myron May, who was basically begging to be helped, and he unfortunately went onto a college campus and just started shooting people. It's a sad. He was an attorney. Sad story. Hopefully nothing like that happens. That's why we got to keep the education going, keep the counseling going, be there available for people. Jamie, can you encourage them to donate to the educational work that we're doing on gang stalking?
Yes, if you provide your link, I would encourage everyone to donate.
Yes, I'm going to be. Yes,
individuals that we may try to help them, and I'm sure that we can through awareness of what's going on and things like that.
Yes, I'm going to be providing. Yes, I'm going to be providing the link. And again, like Jamie said, we encourage you to donate, and anything that you do donate will go to education on gang stalking. And the hours that we put in with the counseling that we do, speaking to people so they can get a better handle on themselves and they won't feel as if a violent outlashing is the answer or if suicide is the answer. So they will feel empowered to go out and make the positive connections they need throughout the day, and can be part of a support group. I do conference calls, and we all get together and speak openly about gang stalking and how it's affected our lives, so we can try to communicate to people's friends and family what's been happening to them. Unfortunately, there's so many people who just don't really get what's going on here, and they're telling the individuals that they're paranoid and delusional, and it's causing a deeply disturbing atmosphere, causing the people to go into further isolation, further scrutiny. And we're standing up for education and a pro-positive outlook on human life. We're looking into saving human life. And Jamie, is there anything else you would like to add to this?
There is like the one portion of when you're getting stalked, and wherever I am, there's these three voices. So I take off on my bike, I have an electric bike, and I take off, go across town, and they're there. Like it sounds like it's coming from a windows in some building, and you just can't get away from it. Pretty much, I even go out to the end of town where there's some bike trails, and no establishments. It's actually going to be like a park or something. Not necessarily a park, but there's trails for hiking and biking all through there. And it's even there. You know, I hear it, and then I get the planes and helicopters flying right over me, and sometimes I get buzzed like 50 feet above me, and I mean, this
Yeah.
is kind of what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, it's bad enough if you live in a neighborhood and the noise campaigns go on where people purposely slam their doors at certain times and go outside and start yelling at certain times, just to add more to the stalking. But you're saying that you've gone out, you've gone walking, and there's been people creating noise campaigns. As you were out trying to enjoy your day, people would be yelling at specific times, adding to the overall group stalking, gang stalking effect. Isn't that a horrible feeling?
Yeah, and it's pretty annoying too.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling. So again, we ask you to, donate to supporting the education on gang stalking and the counseling. And Jamie, it'd be nice if we can come back on again after we go over the courses and get you out there and get you communicating openly with the people and breaking more of the fear and isolation as you've already started to do yourself, and showing people the positive effects that this has had on you, and people can see, feel a sense of relief, knowing that they've donated to a good cause and a supportive cause, and upstanding, charitable individuals out there who are resourceful and can help us out a lot.
That would be great. Forward to this.
You took words right out of my mouth. We're going to close off at this time. Jamie, can you say goodbye to the listeners?
Bye, listeners. Thank you for letting me speak.
Okay.